is that? So they'll make these individuals get jazzy. You understand what I'm saying? Pull out their best weapons, their best magic, their best demons, their best prayers. You know what I'm saying? Put all of their energy into it, right? And when they do that, of course, sometimes in the beginning phases of you waking up, you'll be like, okay, well, why is this happening? Like I said, but the more you start to get closer to God, your spirit guides, you'll start to have faith with them. You know what I'm saying? You'll be like, okay, just wait. You know what I'm saying? Wait till my next go around. Wait till it's my turn to spin the wheel again. You know, like any game you play, the first couple times, you like, damn, but when you catch on, you don't get mad when you don't get to score. You don't get mad when somebody else score. You don't get mad when everybody boo you. You just keep going because you know that just like you lost, you can win again, right? And so anyway, we live in some narcissistic, sick, sour times where there's weak people out here that know that already, but they like to dwell in the realms of toxicity, of negativity, of the world of crab in a barrel, of tearing other people down, of wanting to see people just be miserable. You understand what I'm saying? And there's levels to misery. Some of us, we're miserable, but we're not like miserable to the point where we pathetic. Like we getting up, going out, trying to affect the next person. We getting up, going out, trying to take from the next person, hurt the next person. Nah, but miserable to the point where it's kind of hard to really be happy about anything that you probably used to, or majority of the things that you used to be happy, a lot of the things you used to be happy about in the past, or just have faith in certain things. You just kind of pretty basic when it comes to the things that you care about, when it comes to your stability. You're not really trying to, you don't have that passion anymore, and that's okay. And you may never get it back when we're talking about an elite spiritualist and a guru, when like I said, down to details, things that's faded, things that's inevitable. But it also makes you, here's a warning here, it can make you really evil, right? Knowing that information, because you also start to pretty much balance up, level up to the level of your biggest ops, your main enemies, your main most powerful demonic enemies and ops. You start to know exactly why they're so relentless, they're so determined. Not the people they're using and switching up when you go to different cities, states, jobs, and towns. The main people that's like always behind, every tactic, every plot. Like those individuals, the ones that ain't, the names ain't changing. It's the same people. Once you know like what's going to be yours regardless, like what the enemy won't be able to pretty much affect, like I said, the faded things. And this comes with aging, right? This is something this is going to be more common with the women, just because how we're made. We have a womb, just a lot of different factors. But you start to become a little bit more cold, right? Certain things that used to hurt you, certain things won't really affect you anymore. And that's because your focus and your aim has changed. And also what's important to you. So if you know, and I don't really want to use money as an example, I'll use property. If you know that you're going to own two really nice, expensive cars, like dream cars that you care about. They don't have to be like flashy dream cars like the celebrities drive, but just it's a car you desire, that you like, a dream car that you like. In your future for sure that you're going to own two of those. You're going to own a really nice house with a lot of land and a pond close to, like, certain details or whatever. Like I said, that your hair is going to end up growing out, or you're going to end up cutting it, or whatever the case is. You're going to end up having more kids or not having any more kids. Whatever it is, you start to kind of know, as far as like the benefits from these things that the good stuff. You start to know why certain attacks are relentless. Because other people, even though I'm talking about the ones that care about you now, they might not know. Hell, even people that are neutral when it comes to gang stalking you, they might be in the confusing space about that. Like, what are you getting out of this now? Why are you? But you'll know. You'll be like, yeah, this ain't happened yet negatively. You praying for that to happen to me. This hasn't happened completely, and you constantly praying for that to happen. Like, people that's not spiritual, or that don't know anything about you, they don't know how far you've came, what you came from, what you had that you lost. That was like people that don't know you. You really, really have to like get in the space of being able to like completely block them out, okay? Because like I said, the ones that do, a lot of times they're siphoning joy and gratitude and peace that you're supposed to be radiating in. And I said this last time I was in Tampa. I don't know if I think I made a video or I didn't, or I made a recording, but I said that it's sad that God had to really my ancestors and spirits really had to get through to me. This was when I was in Tampa. I said this. I said there'd be moments that I be living in that I had prayed so hard for before that. And in that moment that I'm living in it, I'm miserable, I'm mad. I'm still in attack mode. I'm still in battle mode, because that's the whole point for these individuals that are orchestrating as well as directing and paying these people to gang stalk you, make noise, electronically harass you, all of it. That's the point. Because they know they'll never be able to just always win, right? They're not God, right? That's like thinking that you can affect the sun coming up every day or not, right? It's just they don't. So that's why you never lose faith and hope, right? But they want to kind of mentally make you feel like nothing's changing, nothing, and it can happen. That's where PTSD comes from. It can make you, even though you could clearly see, literally just the example of traveling, you could clearly see that you're not in the same space that you were, right? God had to shake my attention and get through to me so much that he was like in a way where like a concerned father or overprotective grandfather, that's like trying to really get something across to you. It's like, man, like, what are you doing right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, relax, be grateful, be happy, just in the moment. You know what I'm saying? I know that you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I know you don't know exactly how you're going to pay for your Airbnb tomorrow. I know you don't know where your next meal might come from. But in this moment right now, just radiate in gratitude, right? Just be happy, because 2 days ago, 3 days ago, you understand what I'm saying? This is the energy that you were in, and you were praying so hard to be in this energy. This is another thing. This is also another lesson which I had already learned this lesson, but another thing that was showing me, like, money don't buy happiness, right? We got people out here chasing bands and millions and shit like that every fucking day, and they're visualizing them being so happy in that moment, and you don't know that it's sick ass snake serpent people out here that know that, because they just print money out. Money is nothing to them, and they're miserable. They're watching you trying to fuck your happiness up, trying to worry about who you trying to connect with, do business with, or whatever. And so the lower levels, people that's stupid and karmic and want to be like them, that have yet realized that they're constantly trying to block you. But when you realize that it's the happiness that they're actually coming for, thinking that you've linked your happiness to money, then you win. And so anyway, they were like trying to get my attention on that. And so I was like, okay. So immediately I stopped worrying about money. I stopped worrying about, this way before I got like a lump sum or I had moved back to Georgia. But I just was like, yeah, that's so true. And when I say, it's almost like the enemy could pick up on the fact that I realized like what time we was on, like that's what they were doing, because they start they start making hella noise. It was already like a Mexican or like some Latinas or something that was renting out the Airbnb, but they already was using like a drill through the wall. Like they already was like making a lot of noise, like they was trying to do construction or something. And so literally as I was sitting and I was thinking about that, because I was listening to some sound bowls on the TV on YouTube. And I had already been meditating for like a good, I want to say 20-30 minutes. Soon as I realized that and start, like, I'm talking about from the inside, like you getting a massage, like I just start feeling so much better. The weight start just dropping, like my inside smile, my soul smile, my heart smile, like you right. Like my ancestors, my spirit guides, God, the creator, everything was crying, like bitter, like not bitter, like hurt, seeing that that's what the enemy was doing on purpose. Like, when you going to learn this game? Because the sooner you learn this game, the more we can give you at once. All right? Because you can understand what's going to come with it. And the more you start realizing what's going to come with it and why, the more we can give you. If you're not going to know that if you get this $1,800 you praying for, so little did I know that was like the beginning of me being initiated into my spiritual religion, my spiritual soul group, right? These are not physical beings. That was the beginning, because obviously they knew what the few next months, even I knew to a certain extent what my future held a month, 2-3 months from then, but I didn't know like the details. But God, the creator, your soul tribe, your ancestors and fairies, they know the details, right? And then you do have some wicked, evil, gifted people also with no life that just infatuated with trying to destroy you. They'll invest time in, because they don't like their life anyway. They'll invest trying to know the details. Literally taking drugs, mixing up potions and concoctions, looking into crystal balls, literally trying to have visions to see exactly picture, screenshot, vision downloads of your future, right? Like if they see that you're going to Like, I don't even want to give y'all no examples, but I mean, the world is sick. Like, these witches, especially the ones that, like, this is their job, they get paid for it, because them, what they've learned in that business anyway, even though they do bad work, some of them try to act like they do good and bad work. No, I'm talking about the ones that know that they just bitter people, and that's why they got in that line of work. What they notice is what brings the most money is the more detailed they are, the more that their readings are accurate, the more that they're, you understand what I'm saying? So they already made it a skill and a habit off of that. Now, when they just don't like you, they personally are envious of you, addicted to watching you, obsessed with breaking you up with people, having people talk about you, isolate you. When that becomes an infatuation with them, especially if somebody's paying them to do these things, somebody's paying them to work on you, a lot of times, yes, they'll go the distance to be able to see details. Like I said, I'm gonna use an example. If they know, like, for example, they're like, is she gonna change her hairstyle up? And they get a yes, and they're like, okay, how? Is it braids? Is it gonna be natural hair? Is it gonna be a blowout? Is it gonna be a wig? Is it gonna be some extensions? What is it gonna be? And the cards, they don't lie. You understand what I'm saying? That's why you can't worry about everybody that's into tarot. You have to worry about who. Because some people, they don't know what to ask. They never will, or it takes time. It takes time to be connected. You know, some people will forever be blocked. They won't even know what to ask. They won't even know how to, so we talking about people that's in this, that studied it like a scholar, okay, in college or something. So they'll get down to the details and like, okay, so the cards are saying it's going to be braids. Is she going to braid? Is she going to go to a hair braider? Okay, she's going to go to a hair braider. Okay, is this person going to be in this city? Okay, which shop is this? Do we know this person? Okay, how can we affect it? Like, it'll get down to the T like that. Because they're ultimately, and most of them know this, but they'll drink and smoke and, I'm talking about hardcore stuff on the regular while they're doing these things to block out from their conscious fucking with them. But they're fighting God. You try, and it's serious for y'all to understand that that's what they're doing. They're actually willingly putting on boxing gloves and deciding to shoot the one-on-one with the Most High when they're doing that. So definitely I don't give a damn what they feel like they successful at doing that's negative in your life. Never, ever make them think or make yourself believe that they're winning at destroying you. I don't care what happens, because when they're in trouble with God, what happens when you see an adult watching a child be bad? A lot of times, what do they do especially when they know that the child don't know the parent is behind them or the teacher is behind them? They'll watch, they'll wait, because they already know, shit, once I tap you on the shoulder, it's over with, right? That's how the Most High plays and moves. So you don't have to jump up and down, cry, and be wary because he ain't taking a long time to tap them on the shoulder and say, I'm watching you. You just have faith and know that, okay, if you coming for me, and I'm not, and I don't, more about my future and my destiny when it come to details like that, like next week and next Tuesday and this holiday and all this shit that don't really matter to me, right? I prioritize them because you're trying to have a battle with Mother Nature when it comes to how I show up in the world, how people feel about you versus me. That's really what it generally boils down to when you got a witch or a wizard that is obsessed with trying to attack you. So just showing y'all those type of examples, even when they know down to the details like that, the Creator, they know that these people will go that far. And so sometimes they'll let them know and sometimes they'll block them. But you got to know the seriousness of what they're doing so that you don't ever think and make God feel bad, like you doubt him, like it's over with. I don't give a damn how many people walk away from you. Okay? The more you know that it's something. Like, you got to get to a point where you get realistic. Like, okay, God, what is it that, what is it that the enemy is attacking in my destiny, in my future, or in my current life that I'm supposed to be living? What type of money? What type of money am I supposed to have? What type of marriage am I supposed to be in? What type of goddamn happiness? What type of life? Because why is the attack so serious? If I really was the way my life looked, I shouldn't have the conversation or the attacks or the envy I just shouldn't be receiving the darkness that I get from people, right? And that's common sense. And so literally as above, so below. You can pull the cards and you'll see the same thing. You ask them, like, why am I dealing with spiritual warfare right now? How should my love life be? How should my finances be? How should this be? How should my stability be? How should my credit be? And it'll show you. And you can also go another distance. It's layers, but you can go another layer and saying what's blocking it, what type of obstacles, what type of, habits or people or curses, You know what I'm saying? What can I do to wipe this out the way? Sometimes the answer could everybody, obviously, because just the way the world is. Think about it. You could be the most innocent, angelic individual on this planet. You've been envious before. You've been mad before. You've been sad before. You've been scared. Nobody is perfect. So think about all of the people that have been jealous of you because they're human, that have just been mad, that have just been angry because something worked out for you, or because you're happy, or because whatever they wanted bad to happen didn't happen. Right? You don't want them in your life anyway, and unfortunately, everybody is human. People just are not always gonna be happy for people. So this is more put y'all up on game. This is more reasons why you have to become really, really like thick skinned and just not really so emotional and not really care so much what people are constantly projecting towards you on the regular. The noises, the things they say, the negativity, the adversity. Like you have to when you know for a fact like your fate. You don't care. All right, but if you somebody that hasn't did the research, or you haven't paid for the reading or did it, I'm telling you now, when you do that, you're not going to care anyway. But common sense should tell you people that's just walking around in Kroger's or Walmart, people that's riding past you in traffic 10, 15 years from now, these are not people you're going to be having babies with. These are not people that you're going to be signing contracts and trying to have a house with and shit like that. I'm just using that as an example. These are not people you're going to have a life with. Or especially if you're a person that, you got a lot of trauma, or you real spiritual, you real, you're not a people person like that. I mean, so that's all the more reason why gang stalking and shit like that, you have to make yourself mentally strong to where it does not affect you. What people are saying and how they trying to disturb your peace and stuff. But that's what got me on track with that, was the creator coming through, my ancestors, spirit guides letting me know, like, we don't like this in a sad way though. Like, we don't like you sitting up. We know you powerful. We know you can spiritually fight, but we don't like this. You sitting up constantly in battle mode. When what did we do this for? What did we allow the universe to shift things around? Because trust me, if they could have blocked and stopped it, they would have. So them trying to act like they sent somebody to you, or they no, bitch. You're not in control like that. So anyway, what did we open certain doors and roads, or give you certain ideas, or just shift things around for you to get what you were asking for? Because you could have asked to go to Belize, right? Just thinking small, like, oh, well, I got that McDonald's job because I got that McDonald's job. Yeah, that's why. But don't think like, oh, well, if I would have asked to go to Jupiter, I couldn't win. I'm being sarcastic, but I'm being serious too. And that's something else they was showing me. But yeah, like, what did we give you what you desired and asked for? As soon as you got it, you was going to allow them to steal your joy. And of course, just like a parent telling you something that's still easier said than done, it's the same way. Like, you know that, but it's hard. So you still just got to